Hey, I'm Virgo and this is Psychedelic Actualization. On this channel we talk about topics like self-realization, self-actualization and working with psychedelics to live a more authentic and fulfilling life. So if you're interested in these kinds of topics, then subscribe to this channel or join our little Facebook group where we can connect and communicate on an even deeper level. So today I want to share with you my second experience with ayahuasca. If you want to watch the trip report of my first experiences with ayahuasca, you can click right here. It was an incredible, life-changing experience. But so was this one. So I booked 2 nights of ayahuasca. It was actually near my city with a facilitator, not a real shaman, but with a facilitator who had the knowledge and the confidence to guide us through this journey. And I just want to talk about my experience. So the first words I actually wrote down directly after this trip were, "Wow! Thank you, Mother Ayahuasca, for this incredible trip," because it was quite intense. And I learned a lot of valuable lessons of how to work with the medicine and just about the mechanisms of my ego self. So make sure you're watching this video until the very end, because that's where the juicy insights really came in. So my intention for this trip was a couple of different questions. I had a lot of different intentions for the trip. Such as, how can I realize my life purpose? What steps should I take next in my life to realize it? How can I embody infinite self-understanding and infinite love in my everyday life even more? What is reality? What is it? What am I here to do? What is real self-love? How to achieve total understanding of reality? Take me to the source of all things, and how do I create a juicy vision for myself? I know, a lot of different questions, not really focused, but this is just what was present in my life at this moment. So I asked all these questions, or wanted to ask all these questions to Mother Ayahuasca. So part of my preparation was to do the Ayahuasca diet, to really watch over my intake of food and avoid all the foods that are recommended to avoid. And I did also a lot of meditation, a lot of digital detox, just to clear my mind, to focus myself on the intention that I wanted to focus on. So, me and my friend with whom I was going to this retreat, we were arriving there at the first day, and at the welcome was a wonderful rapé ceremony. And it was incredible. This guy that we were working with was the master of working with rapé or hapé, that shamanic snuff that you can either you get it blown into your nose, which we did in this ceremony, or you can use it for yourself like this. But that ceremony, I've been working with rapé for a week or 2 weeks at this point for myself. And oh man, this ceremony, just the rapé alone, was such an incredible experience. That's a topic for a whole nother video. That trip report was absolutely insane. So we will do that for another video, because it was quite an intense experience, and it was a lot of intense cleaning and really strong meditation afterwards. And that really made that we were arriving at this retreat. A lot of meditation. And in the first night, I had a really weak ayahuasca experience. So it was kind of a cleaning of the body. At least that's what the facilitator told. And it was coming into contact with the medicine, being in a kind of weird state, but not really knowing what to make out of it. My ego was kind of confused, and I already accepted that nothing will happen this night or the next night. So I, my ego self, was already seeking in the first night the comfort of my home, of my normal, delicious food, and I didn't want to drink this nasty brew, this nasty medicine, because it wasn't really tasty. So I had no expectations and a feeling of emptiness for the next night. In the first ceremony, at the beginning we drank the MAOI inhibitors. We just all sat down and meditated, and I had an hour of a really intense and pure meditation of pure gratitude. Just like gratitude for everything that exists. I remember like I was going through all the things that I can be grateful for, and 1 hour it didn't end. Like there are an infinite amount of things we can be grateful for, and that was a really beautiful meditation to go into the experience. And then we drank the brew, the ayahuasca tea, and yeah, as I told you, I was in a really weird state. Then the facilitator came after, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, as I was starting to feel the effects. He just I was sitting there meditating, and then I felt like and he was just giving me a rapé. I had to throw up. I had to vomit, but not that kind of purge, what you often get in the ayahuasca experience. But I just had to throw up, and well, it was what it was. I don't know, but I didn't feel that much from the medicine. So after a while, we had enough ayahuasca for the night. I drank the first booster. I drank another cup of 4 sips or so, and I was already feeling like I was resisting to drink it because it was so nasty, and my ego was resisting to drink it. And I was like feeling I had to throw up again while I was drinking it, and so it happened that I immediately threw up again after I was finished drinking, because it was so nasty, and I was telling myself that the taste was so horrible. And that was throwing me into a really negative feeling, like a really conflict inside of myself. Like, do I want to drink more and try to drink more again, or don't I want to do it? So I was thinking about drinking more, and my heart and my soul was screaming like, yes, drink more, do it. And my mind and my ego and my body and my stomach was telling and screaming, no, don't do it. Because when you are doing it, you will immediately throw up again, and it's just horrible and it tastes nasty. So that was the experience of the first night. I practiced acceptance for a while and had a good time listening to the music, and accepted that this was it. And near the end of the night I drank another cup, second booster, but just really little sips of it, and I had a light psychedelic experience, but nothing special, no real insights, and no throwing up again. So that was the first ayahuasca night. And yeah, well, then the second day came around. I enjoyed the sunny day with a couple of friends, and I had no real expectations for the second night. We had some delicious food, and yeah, it was just like, whatever happens, not expecting anything anymore, and already thinking like about the comfort of my home, about being in a comfortable space and not having to drink this nasty brew again. It was kind of weird to have these thoughts, because why am I doing it, huh? Why am I doing it? So the second night came around, I drank the first cup, and no real effects occurred for me. Just a little bit of the feeling of it. But yeah, it was a little bit stronger than the day before. And I threw up after a bit, like 30 to 40 more minutes in, I threw up. And after that, the effect was almost gone. It disappeared. I was kind of disappointed, and I didn't want to drink more, because my ego self was just so dissatisfied with the experience. And so I fell in a kind of state of wanting to sleep now, because I was like, meh, what should I do here? What am I doing? When I can sleep now, then the experience is over and I can go home and go about doing stuff. And I was thinking about all the comfortable things I could do the next days, like watching a movie, eating delicious food. And I had really disrespectful thoughts against the medicine, for the medicine, like, I'm not made for working with Mother Ayahuasca. Ayahuasca isn't for me. I can work better with shrooms or LSD or other plant medicines. And yeah, then I was just trying to fall asleep, but I could not sleep. And that was really interesting. I was observing the friend with whom I came to the experience was having a positive experience, was laughing a little bit. So I thought, well, it's okay, I'm not experiencing anything, so at least he is having a great time, he's gaining some insights. And suddenly I came to the realization of thinking about my intention, thinking about my life purpose. Why am I here? Why am I participating in this ceremony? A lot of self-doubt came up about my journey, about my life purpose. A lot of feelings like I'm not good enough. My ego mind is too afraid, too much of a pussy to drink that little bit nasty brew, and that is a little bit bitter and nasty. And yeah, I was thinking about my life purpose and about my path. Is it really the right path to go down? And I kind of really hated myself a little bit for not going further, and just accepted it. And it was a really weird space to be in. And also I was observing other people that had really, really strong experiences. I was kind of envy that they had strong experiences and I wasn't experiencing anything. And yeah, I just didn't know what to do. And the night went by, and near the end of the second night, a friend of mine asked for a booster. And I thought, well, fuck it, like, don't be pussy, right? So drink it like a man. Really enjoy the nasty taste and have courage to drink it and to try to experience the medicine. Because why are you here? Why are you doing it? Like, I was thinking about my intention, was going there. I felt a strong call to drink it again, and I was motivated to do so. So I drank the cup all at once, and it wasn't so nasty. It wasn't even that horrible, because I was going towards it with an attitude of courage and motivation, and not with that attitude of, oh, it's tasting so nasty and it's bitter and blah 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 from my ego mind. So I drank it, and nothing happened for at least 20 to 40 minutes. And I thought, okay, that is it. At least I tried it. Thank you. But I was feeling a little bit in my stomach, slowly but surely. Then the night ended, and the facilitator was giving us some kind of end ceremony, just a cleansing with some kind of music and dancing. And after that, I felt the need to purge. Soon. It dawned on me. And then out of nothing, out of nowhere, the real trip began. Like all that stuff before was just my ego mind complaining about nothing really, but just complaining and being a pussy. And I was really surprised by how fast the experience started to unfold. Like it was like in DMT trip in vaporized form. It was so fast, like everything intensified, like when I'm vaporizing DMT, and I could hardly navigate myself, and I was shocked by how strong it was. Yeah, and then the purging began. I purged a little bit, not so much as some other people in the ceremony, but I was really humbled. Like my ego was humbled and shocked to the bones. And I suffered a little bit, my ego suffered a lot during that purging process. Purged like 3 or 4 times, I guess. And my higher self, that was kind of interesting to observe, my higher self, or I, was grateful for the suffering, for the experience. I was grateful that at least something was happening. And I was grateful that my ego mind was humbled to the bones. And I was grateful that Mother Ayahuasca was there, because yeah, it was really intense, and I really felt that presence of the medicine. And after I finished purging, the most amazing, wonderful, blissful, insightful and beautiful trip began. It was really intense, like really intense and really beautiful. I was really blessed with a lot of answers. Like a lot of the questions and the intentions I had for the trip were answered. And it was such a beautiful experience. A really, really intense lesson from Mother Ayahuasca, and I'm really grateful for that. And I just had to think like, I love you. I love you. Thank you for being here and for teaching me. So now we come to the insights and the lessons that I learned from the trip. And the trip was mainly about self-understanding. So it was kind of about the mechanisms of my ego and my life purpose. Because self-understanding is the ultimate goal for myself in this life, like the highest degree of self-understanding. And Mother Ayahuasca was like, well, when you want to understand yourself, then start by learning more about your ego. And that's the first step to self-understanding, like to learn about the mechanisms and how our ego mind works and how it was created and how we're dealing with it from day to day. And the dissolving and the transcendence of the ego mind is a very hard path to follow, But the benefits of living a life of selfless service is such a fulfillment in and of itself that it's more than worth it. That is one lesson that I realized. And it was an actual experience of that knowledge and understanding of a deeper truth about reality that led me to a very pure, ecstatic, blissful state. Like I remember I was crying and laughing so loud at the same time because it was so beautiful. Tears ran down my face, and I was just in a pure ecstatic state. And yeah, I cannot think of doing anything else with my life than following my life purpose. I reviewed my life purpose and I got the message that I'm right on track. I'm 100% in alignment, and that message, that statement is 100% in alignment. And yeah, that's what I discovered. Another thing is also about the transcendence of the ego. The transcending of the ego is the most loving thing one can do in his life. And Mother Ayahuasca, for example, does exactly that. It is a process of transcending the ego. And funny statement, so to say, my life purpose is to die. That's really funny. But also to be reborn again with my true, authentic, higher self. So the insight came that Mother Ayahuasca does exactly that, and Mother Ayahuasca acts out of pure, universal, unconditional love, and is only giving us what we can handle and what we need at this time in our life. At least that's my experience with it. Haven't worked that much with it, but it was always giving me the right thing at the right time in my life. And I was also thinking about, paradoxically, it takes a lot of desire and courage to transcend the ego. Like, from the place of ego, I don't know if it's the desire from the place of ego. I don't think so, because it's a desire from our higher self, from our true being, to have the courage to go beyond our ego, to kill our ego, to transcend our ego mind and abide in that pure beingness, in that pure bliss and love and that consciousness of God. That's really beautiful, especially when you're feeling and experiencing that truth in the actual experience. That was really, really amazing. Then I got some interesting insights that were kind of obvious, but I haven't integrated them into my life. And that were insights about building skills. Like, when you want to build a skill, you need to practice daily. Oh, what an insight! Like, that was my Mother Ayahuasca was showing me exactly that. Just like really basic things that are really important. Like, if you want to master a skill, you have to practice daily. So thinking about what I can practice and what skills I want to develop and how I can cultivate that practice in my own life. Another lesson was really follow your passion and follow your heart. Really feel into what you truly want, what your heart wants, and follow that. Do not be motivated by money, fame, appreciation, sex, relationships, approval, or something else, but only be motivated by truth. At least for me, that's the most important motivation. Just truth. Just be motivated by truth and by love and by God, and not by all these other material things. Also, very basic insight, set specific goals with a deadline and take action every day. Let your ego suffer if it has to achieve your goal. Like, for example, if you want to gain muscle or exercise, your ego has to suffer a little bit, but you have to go through that to achieve your goal. And also, just the basic things like set specific goals, search for specific action steps that you can do daily to work towards your goals, and do the same with every goal and work on it and continue. Have patience, but always continue. Have that consistency going for you. So, last thing I was writing down is it is truly an incredible, amazing gift that such an intelligence is able to exist and we are able to work with it. That is really, really beautiful. Yeah, nice, funny side fact is my whole body was vibrating and shaking like crazy again the whole time, the whole experience, because I felt so energized, like so full of energy, and that vibration was just going through my body, and I was laughing and crying and just vibrating like a fish. It was really funny. And it felt extremely charged and full of life force and energy and consciousness. And another basic insight is when you're doing your affirmations, really mean the affirmations that you're doing, and do your habits consciously. Like when you're reading, read consciously. When you're doing your affirmations, do it consciously. Be in the present moment, actually feel it. And not just go through it habitually, but really be present with it and do your habits, enjoy them if you're doing them, when you're doing them. So afterwards the experience seems so unreal, like a dream, but in the experience it was more than real. In the moment it was just like the realest experience one can have. And the insights fade away so quickly, but I'm happy that I have written down all these specific details directly after I came out of the trip. Just through the whole night, wrote like 10, 11, 12 pages, and happy that I did that. So feelings and emotions that I felt while I had this trip was pure bliss. It was infinite gratitude, just for the possibility to be able to experience something like that. It was a lot of inspiration, like a lot of motivation to realize my life purpose and to just experience life every day to the fullest and be present. And it was just an feeling of awe and amazement and wonder, but also curiosity about this intelligence, about this plant medicine, just to explore it more. I had a lot of excitement for what is to come, because it is truly amazing how much these things can teach us and how much more we can learn about ourselves through these experiences and about the world. So a lot of fulfillment, a lot of understanding, a lot of inner peace. And I'm looking forward to all the experiences with this plant medicine that I might have in the future. The work isn't done yet, and it is a beautiful path to go and a beautiful experience to have. So I guess this is it for now. Now I'm happy to take action and to integrate the insights I've gained. I haven't integrated all of it, but some things were easier to integrate than others, but it is just a whole lot of information, a whole lot of insights that I can integrate now in my own life. Like, I don't have the desire to go into the next ceremony soon, because I have to integrate all this amazing stuff. It is truly astonishing. Yeah, what a ride, what a ride. It was a really beautiful experience, and I'm happy that I have the ability to trust the medicine and to surrender into it and to let go in the process of it, whatever may come or may not happen. And yeah, the courageous one, that's what I learned in these 2 nights. The courageous one will receive the rewards. So be a hero, be courageous, and really go into it with courage, because it takes courage to drink the medicine and to work through it. And you won't get much out of it if you are like me, that scary ego mind seeking for comfort. That is not the place and the right mindset to be in, but to really desire truth and to really want to know truth. That is the right mindset, and then have the courage to go into it. So sorry that I'm talking so much. It was quite an intense, incredible experience. I hope you enjoyed this trip report. Thank you very much for watching till the very end. Please leave a comment down below what your experiences with Mother Ayahuasca are or have been, and join our little Facebook group if you want to connect on an even deeper level. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe to this channel, and I'm really excited about what is to come and about where we are going, and about truth and love and consciousness, and about God that is revealing itself more and more as we're getting more conscious and self-aware of our true nature. So, thank you very, very much. I will see you in the next one. Have a blessed day. Much love to you.